Hi everybody. I just wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about a topic that's becoming a little bit near and dear to me in writing, and that is the idea of modular storytelling. This is a style that I use a lot. I really started using it with Ghosts of Glass, and it's a style that I kind of keep coming back to because it kind of fascinates me a lot. Now basically, modular storytelling is a bit of a new style of storytelling. Stories traditionally are very linear things. You have a beginning and you go directly to the end. So a story would traditionally begin with once upon a time and then get to happily ever after. Now, sometimes in the past you would see flashbacks and people remembering events of the past, but for the most part a story kind of went along in that traditional from A to B to C to D to E to the end type of style. Well, in the last few years, and I've taken this mainly from movies, is you have a lot of movies and directors who start basically breaking those A, B, C parts of the story up and just throwing them all over the place, mixing them up. And I found this to be a great asset, for me at least, in storytelling. Tell a lot of people probably it has to do with the fact that I have a very short attention span, so I need to kind of jump around a bit. But basically, the best indicator of this style, in my opinion, is my favorite film of all time, Christopher Nolan's Memento. And what Christopher Nolan does is he takes a linear story. He takes a story that starts with a man in a hotel room and ends at some point in the future. But then what he does is he takes that story and he breaks it up into sections. So now you have the story of all these sections. And then Christopher Nolan, literally, he kind of cuts that story in half. And then the way he tells the story is he starts at the end, jumps to the beginning, comes a little closer to the middle, comes a little closer at the beginning to the middle, and then keeps working his way back and forth to the center. And so I find this style to have a lot of dynamic possibilities to it. So I kind of started experimenting with it in Ghosts of Glass, is just this idea of basically taking different sections of a story and breaking them up, and then creating another story and breaking that one up as well, and then taking little modules from these and kind of dancing them all around together till they finally come together at the end. And for me, it's just something really fun to do, and of course, you'll see that with my next book coming out soon called Shadows of the Inferno, where I do a lot more of that little modular storytelling with having different stories that eventually come together.